Hey, what's up, solar family? It's James here. Hopefully you're doing amazing. So in this video, I want to go over how many days and how many hours you should be out knocking doors, right? Especially if you aren't generating leads online. And ideally, you should have an exit plan from the doors to online leads, right? But it's a totally separate video. But make sure that you're setting money aside so eventually, if you don't like knocking doors, you can get away from the doors by buying, leads online. But before I dive into it, if you haven't scheduled your free solar strategy call yet, especially if you want to get into the solar industry, or maybe you already are in solar and you want to learn how to sell solar virtually online in your pajamas, or maybe you're a roofing or HVAC contractor that wants to add solar in your book of business, make sure you book your free solar strategy call. It's gonna be a pop-up right above this video. So let me go ahead and dive right into it. So the first thing I want to address is how many days in a week should I be out there knocking doors? So that all depends on how many appointments you have, right? So if you have 0 appointments, you should be out knocking every single day. When I first got started, after I exhausted my warm market, meaning my friends, my family, our rental properties, I knocked every single day until I filled up the pipeline with solar appointments, right? So it all depends on you. But it's not necessarily the amount of days or the amount of hours that you're putting at the door. The more important thing is, first and foremost, do you have an effective pitch at the door? Because even though you're a hard worker, you're ambitious, you're out there every single day, if you have the wrong strategy, meaning the wrong sales pitch, you're going to be spinning your wheels and it's going to be harder than what it actually is already. So the first thing is, make sure that you have a proven sales pitch that's gonna make it easier for you at the door. Because if you've never knocked on doors before, it can be horrifying and it could be embarrassing and demeaning. But if you have a proven sales pitch at the door, it makes it a whole lot easier. So again, it's not necessarily all the time that you're putting in at the door. Obviously, that's gonna count as well. But you should also have a proven sales pitch. So when you are out there knocking doors, it's gonna give you the biggest return for your time, right? Because the most valuable asset that you have is your time. So might as well learn a proven door-to-door pitch before you're out there, randomly saying anything to a homeowner, because it's gonna be very hard if you're just making things up and if you're just winging it, because there is a proven door-to-door pitch that already works. So now I want to address the amount of time that you're at the door, because again, it's not necessarily the amount of time that's going to generate you leads, right? Not necessarily, but obviously you got to put in the time. But what we teach our students is, don't necessarily track how many hours you're out at the door, but track how many conversations are you having with homeowners. Meaning that it's a full pitch, right? It's not just like they open the door and you say, hey, what's going on? Are you the homeowner? And they close the door on you. So start tracking how many times you actually deliver a full pitch. And like I said, what we teach our students is to have at least 10 conversations. So 10 conversations can be an hour at the door and you have 10 homeowners that you can deliver the whole entire pitch to. Or that can be 2, 3, 4, 5 hours at the door. But that's a better metrics to track, is how many homeowners am I having conversations with, rather than tracking the hours you're at the door. So hopefully that made sense. So if you want to dive in deeper, if you want to get into solar, or maybe you want to learn how to sell solar virtually, or maybe you're a roofing or HVAC contractor that wants to add solar in your book of business, make sure you book your free solar strategy call. It's going to be a pop-up right above this video. Other than that, have an amazing day. Peace.